Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some interesting updates. We begin with Abde El Zazuli as Sevilla make loan inquiry for the Barca winger. Club only wants a permanent exit. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Rafinha as Xavi has a major selection dilemma ahead of Barca's game against Osasuna. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, please, if you haven't subscribed, turn on the post bell notification so you always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and please watch it right up to the very end. Abde El Zazuli has been in the news a great deal as we head into the final days of this transfer window, with the Barcelona winger emerging as a target for several clubs. The 21-year-old appeared all set to continue at the club this season, but his lack of minutes in the game against Villarreal has thrown the door open as far as Abde's future is concerned. A host of clubs from Spain and outside have shown an interest in signing Abde, but the player is understood to be keen on continuing in La Liga if he does leave Barca. Earlier today, we reported that Sevilla had shown an interest in signing Abde as a possible replacement for Luis Ocampos if he were to leave before the window closes. Building on that, Gabriel Sanz of Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Sevilla have already launched an inquiry to try and sign the 21-year-old winger on loan for the rest of the season. However, Sevilla's inquiry was shut down by the La Liga champions, who informed them that the winger would not be loaned out and that the only way he could leave would be on a permanent transfer. Xavi continues to count on Ace Abde and, as such, wants the youngster to stay at the club, but the player is not convinced about the minutes he will receive, more so with the eruption of Lamine Yamal, increasing competition in attack. As such, the winger is open to engineering and exits, but Barcelona are not prepared to loan him out as it would not be of much help for them on the financial fair play front. Instead, if he insists on leaving, the Blaugrana wants a permanent transfer with a valuation of around 30 million euros placed on his head. As things stand, it is unlikely that Sevilla or Real Betis would be in a position to match that figure, so the matter could drag on until the final days of the window. Of course, a lot have been spoken about Ace Abde in recent days. Of course, many people never saw this coming because Abde seemed as though he's going to stay at Barca this summer or this season, sorry. But the way reports have been coming out these days, it seems as though the player's future is likely out of Barca than in Barca. Despite Xavi saying he counts on the player this season, Ace Abde himself really wanted to stay at Barcelona, but the way things are going, the player is reportedly considering an exit because he is foreseeing that the manager might not count on him as he always say. Of course, Abde has featured two times so far this season, I think against Getafe where he came on as a substitute, and also against Cadiz when he also came out as a substitute. Against Villarreal, it was a little bit shocking that we did not even see Ace Abde playing a single minute. And we got reports after that saying that the player was not too pleased about the situation, and there's fear in the camp of Ace Abde that he might not be Xavi's priority this season, despite the manager's praise and everything like that. And reports have been coming up. In fact, the player's future continues to be so uncertain. Sevilla are showing strong interest. Real Betis have been there for a long time, but to no avail. Trying to loan him, trying to buy him, but it's not easy because the demands from Barca are really high for them to pay. Barca want 30 million, and Barca have made it clear that that's the only way they can sell him. They don't want another loan deal for Ace Abde. Last season, we saw him being sent out on loan to Osasuna, where he was one of the best loan players there. Like he was one of the best players who was loaned out from Barca last season. And he's the only player who stood a chance to be called upon by Xavi after a very good loan spell last season. But as it stands right now, no one can predict how things are going to end up for Ace Abde. Because right now, as there's a lot of increased competition in the attacking department, especially as Ace Lamine Yamal have exploded and bringing a lot of competition in that forward line. Ace Abde now faces some difficulties in terms of game time, and he feels like this season might not be the one he wishes because he really wants the game time to develop his career. Then on to the final story of discussion. It has not been the smoothest of starts to the new season for Barca, but they have managed to stay unbeaten so far this season in 3 games, collecting 7 points along the way. Barca are set for another tricky assignment this weekend as they travel to El Sadar to take on Jagoba Arestates Osasuna's outfit. Heading to that game, Xavi is said to have some selection headaches, none more so than one involving the breakout star of the season in Lamine Yamal. Indeed, as Javi Miguel of AS reports, Barca manager Xavi will have to decide who to start with between Yamal and Rafinha when the team take on Osasuna this Sunday. Following Dembele's departure, it was expected that Rafinha would be the owner of the starting spot on the right flank. In fact, he started the first game against Getafe on the right, but was sent off and has since missed 2 matches due to suspension. In those 2 games, Xavi has banked on Yamal ahead of more experienced individuals like Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres, and the manager's bet has paid off as the 16-year-old prodigy has been absolutely sensational. Set to sign a new contract later this week, the La Masia wonderkid is all set to be the next big thing at Barcelona. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.